night?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go to Lakers. Lakers Clippers. I mean, this highlight was off the charts, Seth. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and company, rest of the Lakers in a giving mood to start off the day before they take on Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers. And we all know this is going to be a future battle we can talk about for years. Patrick Beverley drives Seth. LeBron is there to take a charge, but takes a knee to the groin.
Takes a knee to the groin or somewhere else. But LeBron James right now giving up his body for the good of the team, but is it for the good of the team?
LeBron James obviously re-aggravating an injury there he had from last week, second quarter. Under 2 minutes ago, LeBron James drives to the basket, makes a quick pass to Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
Terrific dribble penetration, draw an extra defender, kick out, man coming behind, Caldwell-Pope, shot ready. Big time three. That is really good offense.
Right before the end of the half, Lakers lead by 6. Paul George drives, gets it blocked by Anthony Davis, comes down another end. LeBron drives, finds Kyle Kuzma for a 3. Seth, he had 25 points last night.
Kuzma was absolutely terrific in the second quarter. Shot ready and not big shot after big shot.
Clippers down 12 in the third quarter, and Leonard starts heating up, Seth.
He's a silent assassin. I mean, this is really good basketball though by the Clippers. Giving up a good shot to get a better shot. Obviously, Kawhi in the fourth quarter starts to take over a game.
Under 10 seconds left, good ball movement. Landry Shamet knocks down the 3. The game is tied 86-86 heading into the fourth. Let's get to the fourth quarter. This is what everybody wants. Dwight Howard sets a screen. LeBron starts to get heated up, Seth.
How good a screener is Dwight Howard? Here he sets another screen. LeBron steps back, knocks down that big shot. Howard's ability to free up LeBron, those two plays, a difference. But down the stretch, LeBron gets touches, but you know who didn't get touches? Anthony Davis.
Kawhi Leonard knocks out number 3. Clippers down 3. 5 minutes to play, tied at 101. Great, what a big-time pass to Anthony Davis.
Coming off that ball screen, drawing an extra defender. Davis with a hard rim run. Huge turnover right here, though.
And look at this. Davis pushes in the back. I don't know if I agree with the call, Seth, but the ref makes the call. Look at it again.
Yeah, keep your hands off. If you're not going to contest the ball at the rim, all right, that's the only place you can contest the ball.
Doc Rivers doesn't like it either. 1:15 left to play. Lakers down by 4. LeBron James drives, kicks out to KCP. He misses it, and guess who comes down with the rebound, Seth?
Patrick Beverley. That guy's got some dog in him.
And 9 seconds left. This is the play everybody talks about. Lakers down by 3. Patrick Beverley gets a hand on the ball. The refs will go back and review it over and over and over again. The ball goes out on LeBron James, and Patrick Beverley and the Clippers win the Battle of LA for the second time. P-Bev had a lot to say. Let's check out what he said after the big time win.
I kind of knew he was going to go for the 3. I just didn't know how, and LeBron, he's one of the greatest players in the league, one of the greatest players to do it. And I just tried to kind of put my hand in it, and I was fortunate.
PB tough as it gets. You saw it immediately when he got that matchup that he wanted it. And he got the stop. He won us the game on that possession.
I didn't feel like the ball went off my hand, but I mean that's the way it went.
So while the game came down to the final play, Kawhi was once again sensational. Yesterday, the 2-time Finals MVP had his second game this season with 30 points, 10 boards, and 5 assists. Entering the season, he only had 2 such games in his career. Guys, this was obviously a huge game last night. Playoff implications down the line. First off, Seth, what are your thoughts? Are the Clippers the best team in LA?
The Clippers are the best team in LA because they're the tougher team in LA. Yeah, to me, it's not LeBron and Kawhi. It's the other guys. And the other guys, for me, for the Clippers, just stepped up. Patrick Beverley, he kind of epitomizes what the Clippers are all about. That toughness, that hard outer shell. Montrezl Harrell, the same thing. His ability to make plays, rim run. I look at the Clippers, they seem like they have more invested and more competitive.
Grittier team right now. And these two teams played an opening night, I believe. And the Clippers beat them in that game as well. And you look at this team. Kawhi's one of the best defensive players in basketball. Paul George, one of the best defensive players in basketball. Patrick Beverley, one of the toughest defensive players in basketball. There's a theme there. And it seems like it pervades the way they play. And they've been able to take it to the Lakers. And they've been the more impressive team so far this season.
Guys, I feel like the Lakers gave this one away. I mean, they had a double-digit lead, 15 points. They allowed the Clippers to clip back into the game. I will say this, though. Thinking future forward, do the Lakers need a guy like Andre Iguodala to help spell some rest for LeBron James and guard the likes of Kawhi, Paul George, Lou Will, because they have so much firepower with the Clippers?
Jay, well, it's always good to add a piece, a competitive piece, a championship piece. I think the bigger thing is in the fourth quarter, Anthony Davis, he didn't get touches. I mean, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope got more touches. Rajon Rondo got more touches. LeBron James got more touches. Look, the best player on the Lakers is not LeBron James. It's Anthony Davis. And when the game is on the line, that dude has got to get touches.
Well, he may now have the chance to assert himself if this groin injury is what it sounds like, and the Lakers want to be very careful about it and give him some time off. And he had a groin injury last year, and it seemed to linger. And keep in mind, LeBron James is turning 35 years old next week. 35. So these injuries don't heal quicker. They linger longer.
Father time, undefeated.
It's just the natural course of events. And so if that's the case, if LeBron is missing time, that gives Anthony Davis a chance to integrate himself further into this offense with this team. They become more reliant on him. Maybe it turns into exactly what you're saying.
How about your thoughts on the fact that LeBron James, after the game, stated to the public that he re-aggravated his groin after a loss, though? I mean, does that kind of seem like, is that something that you say, you do? I know you're trying to be transparent, but it seems like it's an excuse.
Yeah, like to me, if I was LeBron James, you tip the hat and say, you know what? In this moment in time, the Clippers were really good. I'll tell you, just like you said that, Jay Will, how about on the other side, Kawhi Leonard? He acted like he just beat the Knicks. I mean, it was like just another game. Ho-hum, yeah, you know what?
That's him,
Christmas,
though. That's him, though.
Let's go. He just walked off the court like this is just the next game. Who do we have next? This is not going to win us a championship. We're not worried about being the champions of L.A. We're worried about being NBA champions. I love the way Kawhi Leonard handled it. LeBron, a little disappointed because he doesn't need to say that. We know how good he is. And you know what? Say Patrick Beverley had his hands above the ball, contested the shot. Hey, made a great play on the last one.
Hey, here's my question. What was Patrick Beverley doing wearing that Chicago Blackhawks hat? What was that about?
It's a Chicago thing. That's where him and AD are from. Hey, look, in order to find out more about LeBron James' injury, let's check in with our own Dave McMahon.
It hit the same part of his body that had been affecting him since he missed that last game against Denver. He told us that it set him back. Those 5 days of rest and recovery he had coming into this game, he's back to square one. And there are people within the Lakers organization that are already encouraging LeBron to take this injury very serious and make sure he's 100% and not to push it and come back before he feels 100%. So certainly there's a possibility that we could see LeBron have some more games that he has to miss coming up.
Can't believe I'm going to say this. Are we going to have to load manage LeBron? Is this what Frank Vogel's going to have to do? Risk mitigation for LeBron James.
You love the load management.
I love it. You know I love it. You know I love it.
Schefter, there's a difference between being injured and inconvenienced. Like when you're talking about LeBron James, if you are inconvenienced, you are injured. Because for the Lakers to win a championship, and let's face it, this team has been put together to win a championship, you need the best of LeBron James. So I'm not sure if it's load management. I don't call it load management. Yeah. He's hurt. He's injured. And if he's inconvenienced, that is an injury because big picture, they need that.
And they're going to err to the side of caution because of his age. They're not going to rush him back. There's no need to rush him back. They want him healthy in the spring. They don't need him healthy in the winter. It's a long-term view with him. It's a big long-term play. So, again, it's not load management.
No, Schefter, I get it.
It's taking your time with a guy who's going to be 35 years old next week.
Here's the thing, though. We are playing for playoff seeding. And I think
what does that mean?
It means a lot.
No.
It means a lot.
His very best, Jay Will. Can he go anywhere and win?
Yes.
Yes.
Here's the thing. Football right now, they're not playing Lamar Jackson.
No.
Right?
But they're locked in to the number one seed.
Yeah.
But guys, we're only a third of the way through the season.
But they're locked in. Exactly. And if you want LeBron down the stretch, look, I'm not a big load management guy because I think that you're getting paid an obscene amount of money, all right, to do a job. Like, you don't have load management.
So let me ask
you wake up every day and go to work. So, but if you're trying to win a championship, you need that dude at 100% healthy.
He gets load managed in the NBA Finals basketball season, though, a little bit. Let me ask you this question, though. Do the Lakers need to make a move to find somebody else that can create shots? It seems like Rajon Rondo can do that, but he's a liability offensively at the end of ball games because he can't shoot.
I think they need one more guy to take a little bit of pressure on them. But they need another perimeter player that either can be a defensive stopper that can defend multiple positions or a guy that can make a play for himself and for others.
Do they have the assets to go give up the picks, the players, the cap space? Do they have all that to go get another guy?
It doesn't look. I mean, I tried to put out a tweet last night saying they should go for Drew Holiday, and I got destroyed on Twitter. I was like, you're right. They don't have the assets to do so. That's the problem.
A good player obviously costs something.
Yeah, it does. Well, that was a big game last night. We also had another big-time game last night where we saw the Bucks going against the 76ers, and the Sixers put the clamps down on the Greek Freak yesterday. You see Giannis getting warmed up for the game, and he missed 19 shots, guys. This is the most in a single game career. And Joel Embiid actually held Giannis to 2 of 9 from the field when he was defending him.
I just thought that the defensive game plan, like when you put together the defensive game plan, what are you going to give? What are you going to take away? You're going to make Giannis a jump shooter. You're going to set your defense and keep him in front. Sixers did a great job of that.
Look at this. Nobody's guarding Giannis, guys. The average length that they left him open, 7.2 feet per shot by Joel Embiid.
Embiid beat us from the outside, right?
Exactly. And as for the other star, Joel Embiid rose to the occasion. 5 of 8 in the first quarter, 2 of 4 from behind the arc. The 76ers had a 27-point lead after 3. That was big time. I mean, this whole game, this was a huge statement game, I thought, for the 76ers. Christmas Day, they have not played on Christmas Day in 31 years, guys.
That is crazy.
And Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, who have 14 assists, they rose to the occasion. That's a team that can win the World Championship.
You know what would be a bigger statement? That team playing that way on a more consistent basis. More regularly. We saw the best of the 76ers yesterday. They were on fire from the outside. They played exceptional basketball. They're capable of playing that type of game. Let's see them do that regularly.
The standard's the standard. So, like, they just set the standard of what their fans, what their coaching staff, what each other within the locker room needs to hold each other accountable to. So once you set that standard, now you've got to be held accountable to that standard. Now, why did they do that? That's more importantly. Look, when you play through Joel Embiid, all right, and he gets touches, whether it's in transition or in the block, all of a sudden now the game becomes easy for everyone else. So letting him get touches, making sure he gets touches, because then you should step in threes. And then the defensive game plan was absolutely tremendous.
It was one of those games that everything they threw up went in. It was remarkable how hot they were from that. They could not miss.
Making this game?
Well, how about this, guys? So is this who the 76ers are? Or is this just who the 76ers are against the Bucks? Because their personnel is perfect to stop Giannis. You play off of Giannis. You have Joel Embiid in the middle who can protect the paint, better than a lot of people because of his size and his weight down low. And they stay down on three-point shooters because of their size and their length. But does that work against the Miami Heat who play them zone? Does that work against the Celtics? Does it work against the Raptors? These are questions we have to ask ourselves.
Yeah. To me, the guy we never talk about, who I think is the glue guy to this team, is Al Horford. You see, like you talk about Embiid's ability to contest Giannis. Well, also, you've got a guy behind him that can get matched up with Giannis. In other words, a second guy. So when Embiid comes out of the game, you got Horford. Then you got Horford's ability, and this is where I call him the J.J. Redick of this year's Sixers. High basketball IQ, great feel for the game, can make shots, open up the floor, and makes the game easier for Ben Simmons. So to me, yeah, I think these guys can match up with anyone, all right, as long as they come with this mindset.
Can I tell you what I love the most about this game? You saw the fact that the Bucks tried to make a run, tried to get back into this game a little bit late. But when the game was over, Joel Embiid had a post-interview. There was no gloating. There was no boasting. He was extremely humble. It was a very blue-collar mentality. Last year, we would have saw this team doing something immature. I think this team is as good as the maturity level of its two leaders in Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons.
That's a great point. That's 100% and absolutely terrific. But look, Joel Embiid, he needs to be that guy now. He's not the guy that just got in the league. He's not the guy that's just cutting his teeth. Right now, if he wants to be the leader of this team, if he wants to be the focal point of this team, if he's the guy that says, these are our goals, then you've got to act like this is who you are. And I think the maturity that he showed will resonate throughout their team.
Schefter, can you win a world championship with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid together on the court at the same time?
Last year, they were basically a three-point shot that bounded off the rim a few times away from having a chance to win that championship. People forget they took Toronto, which won the world championship.
No Jimmy Butler now, though.
Right to the end. I don't care. They added Al Horford, right?
And I think he's the perfect complement for Ben Simmons and Embiid, because when you got a guy like Al Horford, you put him in a ball screen with Simmons. If he drags two, you throw back, he knocks it down. You can back down Ben Simmons on an open side. If they dig on Ben Simmons because it's a mismatch, the ball comes right out to Horford. He either makes it or he moves it. To me, he's such a perfect piece for this 76ers team.
And they added Richardson, too. I mean, this team was right there at the end and did lose Jimmy Butler, but picked up some other parts that are going to serve this team well down the stretch. It's more a question of just this team stringing it together and doing it consistently.
Well, he had 35 against the Pistons and 22 last night. And I will say this, Ben Simmons had 14 assists. The game before, he had 17 assists. But from one polarizing team to another, now it's time for some football. Plenty of drama in Dallas heading into Week 17. A win Sunday against the Redskins will not be enough for the Cowboys to clinch the NFC East. They also will need the Eagles to lose against the Giants. Another season out of the playoffs could spell the end of Jason Garrett. The Cowboys have already clinched their 5th non-winning season in 9 years under Garrett. And if that is not enough problems, their star quarterback, Dak Prescott, did not practice Wednesday due to his ailing throwing shoulder. Coach Garrett said they will monitor him day to day. Guys, this is really getting good.
Well, it's been good all season long.
Good.
Yeah.
It's been good all season long.
I know, but it's really getting good now, Schefter. First off, what's the report on Dak Prescott's shoulder?
But he didn't practice yesterday, and Matthew Hasselbeck, who had this injury, referred to the fact on Sunday Countdown that this would be a tougher, more physically challenging week for Dak Prescott than last week. And already we're seeing it not practicing again. It's not like he rested up last week and is feeling better and the shoulder's fine. You saw he had some issues with accuracy, with placement of throws on Sunday against the Philadelphia Eagles. Now he's still not fully healthy, and the Cowboys have a huge challenge on Sunday trying to find a way to beat the Washington Redskins and hope that the New York Giants can pull it out against the Philadelphia Eagles. And by the way, with the way this division has gone, wouldn't that be so unbelievable in the end if the Giants upset the Eagles and the Cowboys beat the
And then
Redskins?
we're watching the Cowboys, after that game, because that possibility could happen.
Yeah, I forgot to mention Damian Woody coming into the table. I'm a rookie. Bear with me here as we go along. Yeah. What kind of factor does this play into the game Sunday against the Redskins with Dak Prescott?
Well, listen, Dak Prescott had the shoulder injury last week. And what you saw initially from the Dallas Cowboys, which is what they seem like they have a pattern of doing this, they fed Zeke early. But then in the second half, they get away from that type of game plan. Now, if your quarterback is ailing, he has a hurt shoulder, you would think that the running back that you paid all this money to in the offseason, that you would give the team a heavy dose of that. But I don't know what's going on with the play calling, but you would think this week is the week that you need to lean heavily on Ezekiel Elliott.
How about this? 1 week before, they play arguably their best game of the year against the Rams, destroy the Rams at home, look like the Dallas Cowboys that could be, should be, would be the NFC East champions. And a week later, going to Philadelphia and get lambasted. And I think the issue is that this team, when you talk to people around the league, they believe that the Cowboys are front runners. When they get a lead, watch out, because they'll just steamroll you. They fall behind, they wilt. And that's what happened on Sunday. And you'd have to think at home against Washington, even with Dak Prescott's shoulder ailing, they'll still be able to get a lead, hold on to that lead, and look like the Cowboys team that Jerry Jones thought should have been competing for a Super Bowl this year. And maybe, if it's up to the New York Giants, we'll get a chance to do that again in the postseason. It's going to be tough, though, but this team has been tough when it gets the lead early on. That's very key.
A lot of questions surrounding Jason Garrett. Obviously, Ezekiel Elliott only getting 13 touches. I mean, that's insane to me. Amari Cooper not playing down the stretch. I know you can pontificate about that for a while, but I want to ask you about Dak Prescott's contract. Does he have anywhere to go up, or is it all downhill from here if he doesn't perform?
The contract is just hung over him all season long. And somebody asked this morning, well, could he still raise his value if they win the division? I don't know if he's going to raise his value any, but certainly is not going to help his value if they don't win the game on Sunday. The value of Dak is not going to go up if they don't win the game on Sunday. So this is his last little statement before he heads into his contract year. I think he could be headed towards the franchise tag. Yep. They have a tag. And by the way, if there's no new CBA, the Dallas Cowboys would have 2 tags. They could use one on Dak Prescott, one on Amari Cooper, one on Byron Jones, whatever way they see fit at that point in time. But this is his last little moment to make a last stand.
D. Woody, how would you handle his contract?
I would franchise tag him, knowing that Jason Garrett is